Hello friends, this is a year forecast for Aquarius for the year 2020. You most probably know that this year is very specific as there are many big planets in the Capricorn sign, and I talked about that in my previous videos, so you may decide to see them. Those videos are Saturn in Capricorn, Jupiter in Capricorn, lunar nodes and eclipses on Cancer-Capricorn axis. There is also my video named Plutocracy and also two videos about the conjunction of Saturn and Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. If you have been following those videos and other videos similar on the YouTube, you most probably know where are all of those planets for Aquarius. So we will now explain that a little bit more. So this works for those who have ascendant in Aquarius, also for those who have Sun in Aquarius, and also for all of those who have Moon in Aquarius. Those people are solving similar issues as in the year 2019, but with the difference that in the year 2020, Jupiter is entering the same area of life and personality, which changes everything and which is actually helping Aquarius people to understand themselves better and to better understand their inner processes that will later on manifest and influence their physical reality also. I just want to say that how transits will influence you depend on that how integrated person you are, how conscious you are, or on which level of spirituality you are, we can say. So people who are highly spiritual or who are highly conscious or who are very well integrated personalities, they are not that much under the influence of any transits. So the best thing to approach transit is to work on yourself, definitely. So the conjunction of great planets, big planets, Saturn, Pluto and Jupiter are in the 12th astrological house. Not very popular house in astrology, but definitely very important one. So this is the place of unconscious. This is the area of light that we connect with isolation, with the unknown, and even with the secret enemies in classical astrology, and there is something about that. However, one does not have to have enemies if he has planets in the 12th house, because he often works against himself, he or her. And that we work out against ourselves, we are sometimes conscious, and we are mainly conscious when we have planets transiting the 12th astrological house. So this transit is of course extremely useful and important because it is also showing to Aquarius people, among other things, that they need to be more conscious of themselves. It is a very fortunate thing that in the year 2020 Jupiter is coming here to illuminate and clarify ideas that what Aquarius people will have about themselves and their lives in the future. So Jupiter will help very much further on the road. It will illuminate the road of Aquarius people and will help them, if they are, and most probably they are, on the path of their personal development. So during the year 2020, some Aquarius people will already start reorganizing their life and taking more responsibility for themselves. Those will be mainly people who have planets on the first degrees of Aquarius, you know. But this is very short period of time. Definitely they will feel it more as all other Aquarius from the year 21. The biggest changes are coming later. But it is really true that 2020 is preparation and already the door opens, you know, and Aquarius people see, yeah, that can be the way. That's very important. I spoke also in my video about the transit of lunar nodes on the Cancer-Capricorn axis, that Aquarius people should take care of their health, pay attention to their nutrition, they should exercise and introduce some sort of a healthy discipline in their everyday life. Why? Because when you have chaos on one side, then you need to make order on the other side. So you should influence that, what you can influence already now, and this is this area of health, first of all. January 2020 and few months after that are challenging for Aquarius because this is exactly the time when most of them will feel that they need to abandon everything that stops them from their future development. It is not easy, many of us went through such periods. Just trust me if you can, that at the end comes the light, You will feel fantastic after doing so. So just abandon everything that you can, go into new life, build new structures later on. I would like especially to warn Aquarius that they should not identify too much with the events in the society, because after all, we all have our own inner processes, we have our own lives, personal lives, and the most important thing is to organize ourselves, not others that much. So if you are Aquarius and you were very much involved in that what was happening in society, try to leave that for a while, especially in the year 2020, and try to organize yourself. Uranus is in Taurus, as you most probably know. There are 3 my videos on YouTube about this transit. It will affect already in the year 2019 it happened, and then in 20, and later, in later years, Aquarius, and each Aquarius type will have it in the right time. So when it comes to you, most probably you will feel that your family life is affected. Many people will sell and buy properties with this. This is going to be very dynamic era. It is the area, this is the place of home and family and emotional life. So there are going to be many inner changes and changes in the family life that will help Aquarius to move, to change place of residence and things like that, in the coming years. With this transit, of course, it's also important to accept the changes, but to remain emotionally stable. So you need to find what is making you emotionally stable, and then you will see how to react on this transit. Venus is retrograde during the year. It will be retrograde in Gemini in May, in June, and will affect love area for Aquarius. So it's fantastic. Adventures are coming. I don't mean that in a bad way. Nice adventures. Summer loves, this spring and summer loves are coming in the right time. For those who are married, maybe they can fall in love again into their partner. This is definitely the time to reevaluate also the attitude to work towards creative work if you are a creative person. This is not the time to invest money, but it can be that something that you invested before comes back to you, that there is some money coming in, or you see some positive results of some previous investments. Then what is significant in the year 2020 is that Mars will be retrograde in the sign of Aries from September until November. Especially in this period, Mars will be very strong, and even in October will make square to Pluto. This does not affect Aquarius people directly, but can bring some verbal conflicts. So be very much aware of this. It's very strong. It's better maybe to use this to write satiric stories, political pamphlets, and these kind of things, than to argue with people who are close to you, to argue with siblings. Try to avoid it. And you already, as an Aquarius person, have Chiron in the same area of life. So Chiron is already healing the process of thinking and making Aquarius people first to think and then to say. So this process is happening for some time. It will last. Challenges are coming in the autumn of the 2020 with Mars. So you can demonstrate actually between September and November what did you learn with Chiron. So do you fight without reason, just because some words are coming to you and you're saying them, or you're able to think, to analyze what you want to say, and then to present, especially to those who are close to you. And for many years, Neptune is challenging the second astrological house and makes some financial affairs unclear. Perhaps there are periods when Aquarius have a lot, and occasionally Neptune is taking money from them and they don't have it. So it's not really clear situation, but Aquarius people who work in the field where they inspired others or they are healing others, they work with some alternative methods of healing or of spirituality or things like that, they can gain money, for example. So in the year 2020, they can expect, regarding to this money issue, they can expect better situation than before. Neptune has good aspects. So maybe they will even understand more about that. How do they value what they do and why others value it in that way, and so on. So Mercury will be retrograde 3 times during the year and will affect Aquarius people in 2 periods. In February and March, when money is the issue, so think of your finances in that period. And then also in October and November, when we'll be in Scorpio. And in this time, will cause the change of attitude towards authorities or some public relations. If you are involved in such topics, just pay attention to that. And that's all for now. If you wish to order personal consultancy with me, you definitely can do it. Check please my website symbolicthinking.net. You will see there that I offer in English an astrology course for beginners. It is online course, interactive, so you can study always when you are online. I don't have much materials in English, but I have more in other languages, but I hope I will have in the future. You will see that I offer consultancy based on Thetahealing, which is a method of spiritual and energetic healing. Also Feng Shui consultancy, as I used to live in China, so I learned a lot from Chinese people about different things in Feng Shui as well. And I also offer different types of astrological consultancy. Pay attention, please, that I do not work with classical astrology. I'm not interested in predictions. I believe we should not predict. It's not good for people to predict anything to them. I work with astrological psychology and spiritual astrology, and the idea of those two is to enter into deeper layers of being, to understand the connections, to understand the patterns that people have, maybe to explain what the soul of a person which experiences that soul brought into this life and what is learning during this existence and things like that. If you like the video, please like it, share it, subscribe to my channel. I'm very, very thankful for that. And I wish you all the best luck and clear new life visions.